Hello everyone, this is Sherry from Turquoise Dreaming. Welcome to my channel tonight, and I am sharing the promised video of my treasures that I found at thrift stores this week. So I won't delay, I'll just get started showing you what I found, and also, if it's something different or something I have, a special use for, I'll let you know about that. But basically, I just found, like this I found, I hadn't found anything at Goodwill in a while. And I found a couple things at Goodwill this week. And then I found a couple things at Salvation Army. So, what I want to tell you, well, I'll tell you about something special about Goodwill later after this bunch. But I have some special things I found for a very special price in a special place at Goodwill. So anyway, this I found all wrapped in a package, wrapped in plastic, wrapped in tape, and so I really couldn't see what was in here. So I opened it up and I found these are two really pretty. I think there's another one that has a pretty, where is it? Because there was three of these. Let me see, I'm missing a couple of things here. Yeah, this was all together like this for $1.99, all of that. So, I mean, when I saw it, I was like, wow. I knew it was not bridge tally cards, but score pads. And I just was like, that's a lot of paper and things, ephemera, that I can use in my journals. So I think this is the oldest one. As you can see, it looks pretty old. And this one was originally at Woolworth, is what it says right here, Woolworths. And I thought I saw a date on this one. Let me see. Well, I don't see a date now, but Woolworth, if you bought it at Woolworths, it's pretty old. So that has that cool, I can use even the front cover as an ephemera in a journal. It can be written on the back. And it was made in Taiwan and distributed through a company in Plainfield, New Jersey. And I like the look of these, a little different than I've ever seen before, because they're older. So, and that's a lot. They have the score pad on the front, they're blank on the back. So I would just, you can do some kind of something to decorate these, or you can just fold these up and put them in a pocket as journaling spots. So that's why I love score pad paper. And then these three are, well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with decorated covers. So 5 of these two are the same. And on the inside they look like this. They say contract scorecard. The other ones that were from Woolworth just say score on the top. I don't know if you noticed that, or I didn't point it out. They just say score, and they have this pattern. These say contract score pad. They're a little different. And I think, let's see, these say, on the outside it has this pretty flower. And inside it says contract bridge score pad. This is a pretty cover. It has like a front porch with a chair and a flower pot. And then inside, these are contract score pad. This flowered one, see, this one says Creative Papers. Doesn't have a city and a state. This one says Cape Coral, Florida. And I thought that was interesting because I'm from Florida. And this one have just, well, no, not that one. One of these. These two have just the first page used, so I thought maybe they were from the same place, the same people, and they played one game and 1 or 2 games and used these score pads, and that was it. So anyway, that's really pretty. That's really pretty. Contract score pad on this one. Lots of paper. This one just says bridge on the front with a sailboat. And this paper is kind of almost yellow maybe. It's a pretty color though. It's kind of cream instead of white. This one also says contract score pad. Let's see where this one's from. St. Marino, California. It says up here, 1987. So that's when that's from and where that's from. And these are all the same right here. I think bridge score pad, and they do have the red and black, so that's different from the others that I have here. And some of them look like some pages were torn off, like this is much thicker here. And it looks like it was never used. No date on here. No city and state either. So, bunch of those. So I've got like scorecards galore there. And then the other things that I got, these green stickers I got at the rest of the stuff right here I think I got at Salvation Army. The green stickers were half price on the day I was there. So I got this because of the size. And it's starting to, you know, darken or yellow or whatever, brown. It's got a white sheet and a yellow sheet. The white pages are starting to show their age. So I thought that was pretty cool, and I can fold these in half and use them as a page. You know, cut them down, decorate them. But there's a bunch there, and I just thought these were cool because of the size. I've seen receipt books, you know, little ones, and, you know, kind of like just all different smaller sizes. And then I hadn't seen a big, you know, a large one like this. So this is 8 3/8 by 11. So basically 8.5 by 11. So I thought that was really cool. Lots of paper there. That cost me 50 cents, and that is a lot. You know, it was half price, so it was 50 cents. This was also half price, a recipe book. It was $1.99 originally, and half price of that, it only cost me like $1.99. And the reason I got this, first I picked it up and I thought it looked interesting, but it really looked interesting when I picked it up, tried to open it, and all this stuff fell out. So it's just a bunch of, you know, cutouts that someone had, whoever owned this recipe book, just cut out these little recipes, and I like to use these in my recipe journals, especially the handwritten recipes. I mean, I think it's really cool because I've bought a few of these recipe books where people have just, it's like they just use whatever's nearby to jot down a recipe, and I think that's really cool because it's all different kinds of paper. And then this one has an envelope. Whoever owned it stapled this envelope in here and then put a bunch of, almost like a journal, but they put a bunch of their recipes in here, which I thought was really cute. And then, besides all that goodness, just the graphics in here, and like here's a yellow kind of cardstocky page. That's very cool. Here's a yellow page, or some yellow pages. Here's some writing down here. And then just the graphics in here, you can see they look very retro. And then, oh, look at this, just, you know, little colored graphics in here, different colors. Like, look at this one. So cute. I hope you can see it. I don't want to, I'm hesitating to pick anything up because my camera, if I move things around too much or, you know, back and forth between here and the camera, it just messes with my focus. So anyway, this is, you know, such cute pictures in here and pages. So that's why I got that one, because of all that goodness. Little pack of a game card of Hearts game. And I got these because, well, the box looked old. It doesn't have a date, but it just had all these birds in here and blank on the back. So they could be journaling cards. I could age them a little bit. And it can be written on the back as a journaling card. So just really cute birds. I don't know. I almost don't know if these cards came in this box. Like, they are a little narrower than the box. So I don't know if these cards really go with that box. But I like the box. And I like the birds. So I went ahead and got it. And it didn't cost me 49 cents on that. So You can't beat that. 49 cents for a bunch of bird journaling cards to be. And then this book was crying out to be made into a journal. I love the kitten, my first counting book. And this binding was coming off already. It's already, you know, you can see the inside of the book there. So it's just crying out to be made into a journal. And it has, I'm sure a lot of you have seen the inside of this book, but it's got some really cute graphics, just little animals and things. So I think there's a squirrel in here and acorns. So cute. So kitten and butterflies. So just really cute graphics. That's why I picked that one up. So that was kind of most of my thrift shopping. And then if you have a Goodwill, see, I have several Goodwills I go to, but there's one near my work that I go to quite often. I check in there at least every other week. And what happened was, or what they have there, is on one side of it, it's called By the Pound. Okay, and I had never gone in there. They didn't have that at first, when, you know, years ago when I first started going in there. And then they put that in there and made half of it. There used to be a computer on that side and whatever, storage and stuff like that. So then they put that By the Pound section in. It's a big section. And I never went in there because I thought it was all closed. But I noticed in the Goodwill, in that Goodwill and other Goodwills, but this one I noticed I used to get good stuff in this particular one all the time. I mean, I could guarantee finding, you know, vintage recipe cards in there and all kinds of great stuff. But lately, nothing, just nothing good. So I was like, that stuff's got to be going somewhere. I wasn't really looking for books, but I asked the cashier, I said, what is over in that By the Pound section? Is it just clothes or what's over there? She said, there's other stuff over there. There's some, you know, housewares and stuff like that. So I said, okay, well, maybe I'll go check it out, because I was on my lunch break. I had some extra time left, so I went over there, looked around. I first went in and I saw clothes, I saw handbags, and I saw shoes. I saw some linens. But then I went back past the cashier, kind of back in the corner where you can't see. And later they explained to me that what it is a bunch of big bins in there, and everything's in a bin. So if you've ever seen a Goodwill where people are going through big, large bins of stuff, that's what the By the Pound thing is. And they have these things that look like big trash cans, and they wheel them around and people just fill those up, and then they take them up and they put them on a scale. I didn't do that, but I just discovered over in this corner that everything in the bins in this particular corner is 50 cents each. So that's what these books were, 50 cents each. And I went through, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, probably 8 bins. But they're kind of like shallow bins. So you kind of can throw the books around and kind of look around quick. And that's what I had to do because I was on my lunch break. And I found these books. I found old books. And I think they were really nice. I love the flowers on this cover. And you can see they had it for $2.49 in the other side. And it probably, if it doesn't sell, it's over there for a amount of time, it doesn't sell, so they put it over in the By the Pound section. And so I really like this. I'm not going to try to flip through every book, but you know what the old books look like. But I liked everything about this book. And so I'm just going to flip through these books real quick. I have one special book to show you that I haven't showed you yet. But I found several. I like Curious George. I like to make envelopes and things like that out of the Curious George pages. So I've got that Curious George. I just hit the Curious George jackpot in there. I don't know why people are getting rid of these books, because I love Curious George. And I like to just make envelopes out of them, I really do. And I've sold some in my shop, Curious George envelopes. So I found several Curious George. And then I found Donna Parker. old. This is old. This is already coming apart. You know, this wants to be made into a journal. These pages are nice and aged, all on their own. So I'm not going to try to go through the copyrights or anything right now. I don't want this video to be too long, but you can see that these are old. This was a bee book that I found, which I like to make bee journals. And so this is all about bees, even some honeycombs there. So really cute on that. I look at these little, in thrift shops, I've looked at these books, these little like recipe books like this. And they're always like, I don't know why they like try to charge the same price as a big recipe book. Like $1.99 for this. I was like, you know, if you're going to charge $1.99 for a regular big hardback recipe book, these should be like 25 cents. You know, I know $1 is still cheap, but I just couldn't bring myself to pay $1.99 for this and a recipe book. It just doesn't make sense. So these were 50 cents each. Even that's really kind of too much for that, but I wanted to use these in my recipe books. So I got that one, an old crock pot recipe booklet. This one I thought really was pretty, country cooking, and the pages are brown, which I thought was cool, and it has some graphics on there, cool graphics. So I like that one a lot with the brown pages and the pretty front. I thought this one had a pretty front with the crepes and the pans, and then inside had some nice graphics too. I'm about to drop this book here. So, you know, it's all about the graphics, you know. But the cookbook just has typing in it, like these little books, or even a big cookbook. I don't usually get them. I gotta have some graphics in there. This one, yeah, I showed you that one. Let me see. Got a few more here. This, I usually don't buy journals, but this one was old, actually. I found a date in here somewhere. This one has been around for a while, and I'd like to find the date for you. Oh, I know what it is. It's, I found it right there, 1985, because it's like a calendar. So I like that. It was a little, you know, kind of old. It was before 2000. And all the lines, that these would be great journal pages. So that's why I picked that one up. It's about the Seashell Desk Diary. It's about, you know, seashells and the ocean. So, you know, that wasn't really why I picked it up, though. It does have some pretty pictures, but I picked it up for the lines and that it was a little bit, you know, had a little age on it. So I like that. The Velveteen Rabbit, I had to get that for a future journal. Of course, I like the graphics, and so that, and it's a little bit old. Another bunny book, which, you know, I like the creatures, different creatures to put in journals, certain journals like Golden Book journals and things like that. Maybe a Beatrix Potter type journal, so that's why I got that. And then these were in there, and I really, you know, I don't need any little golden books, but if I find an old one, an older one, I'll get it. If I find a new one, I don't really get it. Especially a new one, like, I don't know, just certain things that, you know, even if it's new, but it's an old, kind of a reproduction of, or a redone one that they've done before, I'll get it. But, you know, like, I'm trying to think of one I wouldn't buy. I don't know. Anyway, I don't want to, I love all of the little golden books, but I like the older ones. So this is Tootle, you know, that's been around, that story's been around for a long time. So I got the Tootle, that one's in good shape. One of these that has a lot of writing in it, I think. Maybe it's this one. The Little Golden ABC book. And this one, yeah. This one has, no, this one doesn't have a lot of writing in it, just in the front page here. Got a line on it. Okay, but I like that. I like the graphics in there. Really cool. And then Benji, of course. Everybody loves Benji. Maybe it was one of these that had writing in it. And these look well preserved. So yeah, that one's good. This one is good. I thought there was one with writing. Oh well, maybe I didn't get that one. Had enough good ones there. Okay, so that's my tip for Goodwill, if you have one of those by the pound sections and you have a bit in there, you know, venture in there and don't be afraid to go into the corners because that's where I found all the 50-cent stuff. And it was all books. There was some, I think there was some, I don't know if it was videotapes or DVDs or whatever. Stuff like that was over there too. But anyway, this is the creme de la creme that I found at Salvation Army. I had never seen this book before. I had Childcraft as a kid, but I never had a Childcraft dictionary. And this has a beautiful cover, but what I really fell in love with, besides the dictionary aspect of it, was the graphics. And I wish I could just sit here and flip through every page for you because there's some beautiful, beautiful pictures in here. There's a pretty butterfly. And I'll just kind of flip through like this because, like I said, it would just take too much time to go through every page. Although I would love to sit here and look at every page. Florals, the trees. So, look at those flowers. Asteria. Those are pretty. Old-time cars, avocado. I could just get lost in here and just sit and look at every, you know, butterfly. Sit here and look at every page. Cardinal, flowers. So you can see why I bought this one. It's in great shape, perfect shape. It's got all these great pages. Besides being a dictionary, there's a globe. Oh, a little goatie. I love goats because we used to have goats, and we don't have them anymore. Turkey, but I still love them. Ooh, hedgehog. Hyacinth. Okay, so I'm gonna have to, Jonquil, I'm gonna have to go through here and see if they have like a pretty picture of mushrooms. Some of my favorite things that I like to use in my journals: mushrooms, bees, of course all kinds of flowers and trees, birds, and let's see, my favorite: squirrel, bees, mushrooms, and I think that's, I don't know, I'm probably forgetting one. But beaver, what is that? Porcupine. A rooster. Let's see what they've got all the way in the back. Thorns. Umbrella. Vulture. Ooh. Water wheel. Wolf. Wren. So you can see, I could just sit here and look through this whole thing with you, but this was a treasure, and it was only $1.99. You see why I don't? Well, this was $1.99, but you see that, like at Salvation Army, they charge $1.99 for a giant book like this. I mean, this is big and thick. They charge $1.99 for a book like this, and then they'll have a little pamphlet book, cookbook thing, little booklet for $1.99 too. So that doesn't make sense, but anyway, I love the books because they're only $1.99. The big books are $1.99. Some of the books are cheaper if they're smaller. So, but anyway, that's it. I hope you enjoyed that little walk through my thrifts and my treasures, and I'm going to be using those in my journals, and I wanted to just let you see my goodies, and I will see you all tomorrow. My giveaway is tomorrow night, so I'll just give you a little hint about how I'm going to do the drawing. I'm going to figure it out tomorrow, but I was going to do the computerized random, winner picker. And I don't know if I can do it because I think you have to do it and put the URL in from one video. And I think I have people putting, that want to enter, and I did that second video about the giveaway. So I think I have people wanting to enter, different people that wanting to enter that put a comment on the second video. So I think that can't do the computerized one. I don't think it'll work. So I think I'm going to have to go through the names and just, I've seen people put them on strips of paper and put them in a bucket and draw a name out. I think I'm going to have to do that because I don't think the other thing will work because I have 2 videos about it and 2 groups of people. So just to forewarn everyone, don't be surprised and astonished because it's still going to be fair. I'll just either write or type out all the names, cut them up in little strips and fold them up and put them in a bucket and pick one out. And I'm at 149 real quick. I'll tell you I'm at 149, and so, you know, I still could get to 200 by tomorrow night and do that second drawing, so we'll see. But I will do a second drawing no matter when I get to 200, but I just was thinking it would be cool, you know, if I could do it tomorrow night. That would be fun. So anyway, I'll let you go. It was fun, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks. See you next time. Bye-bye.